Hello everyone, this is Bryant with SFOTsource.com, your premier guide to Six Flags Over Texas. It is the end of December here at Six Flags Over Texas, which means holiday in the park is still going. You still have a little bit of time after the Christmas holiday to enjoy that. But we are actually here to do some park updates because they have really started moving quick on the demolition of La Vibora, the bobsled roller coaster. And we wanted to document it before it was completely gone and show you all what's going on with that. So we'll take a look from the outside of the park. We'll go inside the park. We'll see what's going on with El Diablo. I don't know if they've started yet. I haven't really seen anything about it. And there's a couple other little things going on in terms of ride closures and things like that that we want to talk about. So we're going to head over. We're going to check out La Vibora from the parking lot. Then we'll head into the park. So let's go check it out. Wanted to just kind of take a peek at this from a distance because I think it shows the scope of just how much has already been removed a little bit better than once we get up on top of it. But lots of support's still there, but that first little dip down, the first little drop is gone. You can see some of the equipment is moving, so they are working. We will get much closer. Just so crazy to walk up on this from the parking lot. It's just gonna be gone soon. Come up a little bit closer on this. It's still got most of the lift hill there. You can see the supports still standing on a number of these. I think one of the cool things about this ride that you're gonna get to see as they kind of reverse the process here is the ball joint supports. So actually sat on these little ball joints up at the top. And like I said before, they are working actively today. It is interesting to see that the supports are still up. They are being very careful about taking this down. I'm sure that's more of a proximity thing, but a lot of the trough pieces are still out here, and we'll get even closer than this to take a look. So some of the supports have been taken down. This one is laying here along with some catwalk and stair looking pieces, and there is still some trough left. You can see one of the brake runs up there is still left. And you've got pieces laying down. They've actually done some cutting of the pieces that are already up. That probably tells them kind of where the joints to each piece are, even though it's, you know, fairly obvious, or how they need to be taking it apart, cutting it apart. Actively taking pieces down. I'm gonna move back just so something silly doesn't happen, but wow. Crazy. Got some really close-up pieces here to this fence that's up against the parking lot, but you can see they've been using like a high heat torch of some sort. They're not trying to, you know, take this apart by the bolts or anything. Like, they're just scrapping it, so they don't have to be really gentle with it. Just high heat torch, cut it, get rid of it, take it out. So crazy. One of the other big things that's been going around is that they're actually gonna tear out the roundhouse for the Six Flags Railroad and rebuild that. So the railroad has closed, but it does look like the roundhouse, well, I feel like I see like a little bit of a gap in the roof because La Vibora supports do go through the roundhouse. It's a very tight fit. Not sure if we're going to be able to get a better angle of that though, other than from here. So don't know if they'll try to salvage that for a minute or if it's going to come down with all this. There is still quite a bit of track left back there, but it's coming down quick, and even where the track kind of ends, you can see they've already prepped it to cut it, it looks like. So brake runs are still there, which is definitely interesting. Notice from this angle that they have stripped out the components of the lift hill, so like your drive tires, chain, anything like that would have been there is gone. So It might be a proximity thing, how close it is to the active park right now, but man, this is kind of surreal. I didn't think I'd feel this weird about this, because definitely wasn't my favorite ride, but it's been here since I've been alive. And we've made our way into the park after hanging out in the parking lot for a while, taking a look at them ripping that out, but you can see Holiday in the Park in full effect, and I'll put a link up at the top to a video where we reviewed the event. Lots of entertainment to check out, decor. Looks like they've even added some more since we've been here, so make sure you check that video out if you plan on coming out to Holiday in the Park. We're actually going to head around and go take a look at the Demolition from the inside of the park over in Spain. Man, I don't think I thought it would be weird, but being able to see through the station of La Vibora without any track in the way, you can even see Titan all the way back there. That is quite bizarre indeed. And then out this way, right next to First Aid here in Spain, that's what we were looking at from the parking lot. So first drop gone, the structure of the lift hill is still there. All right, let's get over, see how far we can get on the other side, because it does look weird over there. Yeah, so one of the issues you run into when you're trying to cover things during the winter months is the sun is always in a bad spot, just angled a little bit differently. But over here, just looking at El Diablo, I know this doesn't give you much reference. It's still here, still in one piece. They have taken the entrance signage down. There's not really a way to show you through the fence, but ride vehicle, all that stuff's still on there. So wondering if it'll be relocated. I don't know. We'll wait and see. I'm sure they are going to have to close off a lot of this area to get it out. Here we go. Came up on the patio of Rancho de Pollo, the restaurant over here. And there you can see that the ride vehicle for El Diablo is still there. Signage has been taken down at the queue, entrance of the queue. Gives us a little bit of a better view at the Demolition of La Vibora without the sun being in the way. So lots on the back end has been taken down for sure, but I don't know, I'd say they're probably about halfway through dismantling the track maybe. My scientific assumption. Now, one of the things we've recently been able to implement on our website is real-time ride statuses. So you can see Aquaman Power Wave is closed. You've got some wait times for Batman the Ride and Joker. This will also show you when rides are temporarily down. But some of the rides I've noticed, because now that we have this for every day, I've been able to see when certain rides are down for an extended amount of time. And Oil Derrick, of course, closed because it acts as a big star and Christmas tree. But I wanted to head over to Sidewinder because it's been closed. So I want to see if it's getting refurbished, and then you all will be aware of it. But of course, they pretty much have everything running during Holiday in the Park, with the exception of, like the water rides, because one, it's hot, or it's the opposite of hot, it's cold. And two, it gives them a chance to get these refurbished for when the weather warms back up. This sign right here, which no one's keeping the door closed, as you can see. This reminds me of that the SpongeBob episode where he's making those imaginary rainbows with his hands. Stopped up over here at Johnson Creek Station since we were coming into the Texas area. Something you don't see too often, they do have the train cars and one of the engines parked over here because they can't keep it in the roundhouse while La Vibora is being demolished. No signage that gives a timeline of this closure, so we'll have to wait and see what the plan is for the Six Flags Railroad is as the landscape of the park changes. We've made it all the way down to Sidewinder over here by Titan, and yeah, big time refurbishment going on over here. There's the center of the ride. And then as you pan over here, all of the separate arms have been taken off and put on wooden blocks. I am sure the next step is probably to take all of these apart, take the cars apart, give them a really extensive look over, change out pieces that need to be changed out, freshen things up, but this will probably be down for a little while. This is definitely one of the more extensive looking projects, but explains the lengthy closure that we've been seeing on our website. Came down into the overflow parking lot out here just to point out they are building some kind of what looks to be like warehousing out here on the back side of Titan. So this is something we haven't really covered that's been going on for quite a while now, but looks like it's maybe moving forward a little bit. Definitely not a fast moving project, but something that they probably really need back here. All right, everyone, that does it for this visit to Six Flags Over Texas to check out what's going on with La Vibora Bobsled roller coaster. Really crazy to see it come down. I'm pretty indifferent on it. It wasn't one of my favorite rides here. I actually haven't been on it in probably 4 or 5 years at this point. And I was always kind of wondering when it was going to go because I always felt like, you know, there's no way this thing's going to last forever. So it finally met its end, and now we have a record-breaking dive coaster that we're supposed to be looking forward to. I know a lot of people gave the park a lot of flack over not giving a proper announcement for the closure. And if you've looked around the new Six Flags combined chain with the Cedar Fair Legacy Parks, the Six Flags Parks, the merger, they're not announcing anything anywhere. So I'm going to say that that's definitely a corporate situation that we're dealing with. You know, certainly something like King Dakar not being announced is a pretty big, impactful deal, especially with the record-breaking proportions of it. I know that's not necessarily how, you know, corporate entities are going to look at things, but that's how people who go to theme parks look at things. And then just recently, Nighthawk at Carowinds, which we actually got to ride, what was that, not last summer, but the summer before, that's gone too. So glad I got my ride in on that before they decided to randomly announce that that is also being removed. If y'all have any questions about Six Flags Over Texas, let us know in the comments below. Also check out sfotsource.com. As you saw, we're constantly trying to add features to make it one of the best theme park guides on the internet, especially for the parks. And we've got those ride weights, the ride statuses, all of that now. So really excited to finally get that rolled out. We hope everyone has a safe and happy holiday season, no matter what you are celebrating. I hope it's a great one. Thank you all for watching. Take care, and we'll see you at a theme park.